Hey, what's up? Welcome to the Creatives Conversation. My name is Gabby, and I am so excited to be here today because we're changing things up. If you know nothing about this podcast, let me tell you a little bit about it. So the Creatives Conversation is put on by Helps To, which is the company I own and love to be bringing to you because it really is like this wealth of resources for creatives. So let's say you're a painter or, you know, not everyone's a painter, but I always go there. I'm just like, you're a painter or you design graphically or whatever. If you create and you want to do that with your life or it's just a passion, we're here to be your resource to help you reach people, get out there, make it sustainable, etc. So I'm excited to bring to you today a friend, a sister of mine, who you're going to be seeing a lot more of. Kendra Reed, everybody.
Hello.
Sorry. Just coughing in the mic. I'm sorry. First of all, Kendra is a dear friend of mine, like I just said, but it is so hard for us to not laugh around each other. So y'all might laugh a lot when you're with us, which is probably all the time now. So So Kendra and I, we're both creatives, right? Like I do music and a lot of like media, and not just for myself, but for others.
Yep.
And Kendra here does quite a bit. But before we get into that, I want to just talk about how we met.
Okay.
Because we seem to not be on the same page.
We're never on the same page.
And I want to bring Kendra in as my co-host of sorts. Like,
Yep.
she's allowed to miss one a year. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
I'm kidding.
We'll talk.
One podcast a year. I'm kidding. But we're going to be doing something really fun, and we're going to announce it towards the end of the podcast. But tell the people, or should I start with how we met?
Yeah, you can start, and I'll just chime in because
I need y'all to know how my friendships are so wild. Like, so to me, all right, to me, I met Kendra on the basketball court. I don't know how. I think we got like really introduced. I've seen you at a party or two here and there because we have a lot of mutual friends. But
it was like a game night or something like that. For like Valentine's Day. Was it Galentine's or something?
Galentine's. All the many random events that I end up
That's what my first, like, I guess, what I can remember of how we met the first time. But other than that,
it's a blur. I don't know. I've seen you here and there. I've said hi here and there.
Yeah.
Like, you probably knew my name. I knew your name.
No, I knew your name. I knew, like, I think who you were. Like, I could put your name to the face.
Yeah.
But, like, I didn't actually, like, I never really met you or, like, hung out with you. So I think for me, that was the first time. Because then you, like, you prophesied over me. And I was like, oh. And then here we are, many years later, doing the things.
A time of prayer at a party. That's just how we be rolling.
Really. So, yeah.
Well, okay. So my version of it is like, I really believe that I got to know you, meet you in basketball.
Yeah.
Which was so ironic because our team was, in comparison to the other teams, we were not good at all. But we also, we signed up for like the competitive league, which we thought would be like, you know, not the high school league, but we didn't know it'd be like the Division II basketball.
It was
off time league. All these Division II and 3 teams were like in the league.
Most of these people were like, have been playing for a while. We were people that like hadn't played in a while. So it was a major shock.
Yeah, they just got done with their season and we're out here like, haven't played in 3 years.
Right. It was a major shock, but it was fun.
It was fun.
I had a lot of fun.
And that's how I met you. You have such a great spirit. Like, despite us being down by like 40 points, like,
oh my gosh. Yeah.
You were like still going for it. Still happy.
I have like
still laughing.
Yeah. It's either go big or go home kind of thing. Like my body is just like all there or not at all. So
I feel you. I'm the same way. Go hard or go home. E40.
Pretty much.
If you know, you know. So I'm glad you're here. This is good. I feel like Helps To is going the direction. Like whenever you start something, you have a vision and you start, but that doesn't mean that your vision and what you're doing when you start align perfectly.
That makes sense.
And I feel like Helps To is like finally getting to that alignment of like the vision, like creatives. This was never meant to be about Gabby, you know what I mean? Like Gabby Marte. It's meant to be about creatives. And so to even have a co-host, I feel like it makes it a creatives, plural, conversation.
Yeah.
Not like Gabby shouting at, I'm just kidding, I'm not shouting.
We all like that because you have amazing, your Tay Talks and everything like that, but just We all love that, but I get you.
Yeah. You're so sweet.
I get you.
She's so nice to me. I'm like, girl, we don't love that. No, I'm just kidding.
We do.
I just want a podcast. Anyways, so Kendra, how would you define yourself as a creative?
All right.
I know you hate me for that question. But.
I know. I don't. These questions are always so hard to answer. But honestly, I would just say, I mean, there's different things that I'm really like passionate about or just like doing that I enjoy, which is like a little bit of everything. I mean, I like to dance a lot. Like that's probably like one of the top things.
She's a really good dancer. She just choreographed my latest music video.
I did. You should check it out.
If you're nosy, it's called All the Above by Marte. The choreography is by yours truly.
Hey.
Yeah.
You can catch me on Instagram.
And we're TikTok.
Or TikTok. What is my app? We'll link the handle below.
Yeah, in the show notes or the description.
Yeah, somewhere.
Yeah, we'll link
anyway.
it for sure.
But yeah, so dancing, I would say I like to do that. I like to do a lot of sports. I would think, you know, that's creative.
Sports is actually
stuff.
creative.
I love sports.
Yeah,
right.
I can
And
attest.
Then, I would say, I mean, I used to like to like draw and like paint and stuff like that. So like I kind of dabble. I don't sing, but I like to sing or like make up songs and like make up raps and stuff like that on my ukulele or just like whatever. So
on your
I'm
ukulele,
like,
I'm done. Okay, I just dabble a little bit. I play the ukulele and I rap. Like, come on now.
No, because it's not good. It's just fun for me. But like, so I would
Sure
say
it is.
in like write, I like to do like spoken word and different stuff like that, poems and stuff. So I would say for me, it's just those things I would say would be, I guess, my creative outlets for the most part. But I would just say me defining myself as a creative would be just, I like to think outside the box. Like, I don't always want to follow what everyone else is doing, or like, I'm always like, okay, like, I don't want to just like, if someone's like, we've been doing this like traditional things, like I love traditions, but I'm also like, okay, we've been doing this thing over and over and over
Right,
again.
yeah.
There has to be another way.
Oh,
Like,
you're a
what is
pioneer.
that?
That's
So I
what you
kind
are.
of- that's an awesome way to put
A
it. I never thought about
forerunner.
it. Ooh. If you know, you know.
You know, you know. Huge term here in Kansas City. Huge term.
Yes, huge.
Huge.
I don't know. But anyways. But yeah, so I just like to I don't know, if there's another way to do something, or just even just brainstorming, or I don't know, bringing in
I
another
love you
perspective.
for that.
So.
You're like, so I just said, how do you define yourself as creative? He basically said, I don't define myself.
That's literally, I don't.
But to be honest, I think a lot of us creatives relate. Because creativity is like ever flowing.
Yeah.
Hopefully. You know what I mean? You get in ruts or whatever.
okay,
But
yeah.
so I do music, but like maybe I sing one day and I play the guitar the next. You know what I
Right.
mean? And like whatever. Or like you get into media. A lot of people are into content creation right now. So like the reality of like I only ever do YouTube or like do
Right.
videos horizontally is like, well, sure, yeah, that's what you want to do, but like very few of us are like going to stay there, you know?
Right,
It's
exactly.
ever evolving.
I agree.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. So, okay, I didn't plan this, but before
Lord.
we like announce to them what we're going to be doing, what has been like one of your biggest struggles as a creative?
Ooh.
Or you could tell us more than one if you have more than one, but like start with one.
I would say one major one that I realized recently is just not feeling like good enough, I guess.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay, explain
more. So I would say because, I mean, before social media, especially before TikTok, I would say, you know, there's a good chance that you're going to think what you're doing is like different or like and then
You know too much now.
Right. And then you get on an app and you see other people either doing those things or doing something else or something better. And it's like so many people. We're all so creative. You know what I mean? And so it's kind of like maybe I'm not like as creative as I thought, or maybe I'm not good enough. So I would say that's probably like can sometimes be a struggle, like, you know, to like not to continue creating, because you're always somewhat creative. At least I am always somewhat creating something, but in order to like be vulnerable and let people in to see that is like sometimes like, cause you're just like, oh, I'm not going to post that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
or
yeah.
like, yeah. So I would say probably that would be just in this age of just social media. I feel like not just for me, there might be people out there that they find it kind of challenging to continue to post their creativity or like share because everyone is
I can relate.
So creative. Like,
what's that one quote where it says like comparison is the thief of joy?
Yes.
Is it Theodore Roosevelt? He says that.
I don't know who says it, but
yeah, the good old president man. Like, what do you know about comparison, girl? He was on no kind of apps. Like, I'm just kidding. He probably knew something. He coined it, but now we use it. But totally kidding about that, guys. But I will say, I probably, if we could do, I love to put numbers to things that like no one ever surveyed. I'm like, I was gonna say, if you could survey it, I bet you'd probably get like 95% of creatives, if not more.
We should survey it.
We should. If y'all feel that way, take a moment right now. Look to the camera.
Take a knee.
Kendra's camera is in front of her, and my camera is in front of me, and she turned around to look at my camera. It's because I was looking at y'all, and so she literally turned around to look at y'all too, but she could have looked into her own
Wait,
camera.
did I do it again?
Yeah, you did. We were cracking up before this because we did that. And so we cut and then started again. It's fine. But leave a comment right now if you guys feel like you deal with that. I know, so comparison is huge and it leads like down a rabbit hole if you really...
It makes you stuck. I feel like
it does. It paralyzes you 100%.
And then you don't do anything.
You know what? My motto for this year has been be prolific, not perfect.
Ooh, explain.
Yeah. And prolific, well, if I give you the definition, because I don't use that word on a day-to-day basis.
Right.
I think I saw it like with regard to the Rolling Stones. Because the Rolling Stones were very prolific. And what prolific means is very fruitful. Mm-hmm. So like bearing a lot of fruit, like constantly, versus like trying to perfect one piece of fruit.
Ooh,
so if you have like an orange tree, right? Like a prolific orange tree bears a lot of oranges consistently versus like bearing one orange that's perfect.
Perfect orange.
And think about it. If you owned the orange tree, I'd be pissed. Like, this is a great orange, but I'm trying to make orange juice, dog. I need the oranges to keep coming.
True.
And so for me, like, I have committed, which is probably crazy, to put out one song a month this year. And for me, putting it out, because on February 28th, I like literally released the song. Mm-hmm. It wasn't out yet. So like for me, I want to release the song every month. So the song, my second song of this year, because we're recording right now in March, is coming out in a couple weeks, but I released it technically in February at 10:36 p.m. on the 28th. But for me, I caught myself because I was being like a perfectionist of sorts, like very like, I don't call myself a perfectionist, but like I call myself very particular. Ooh, and I was being very particular about what my single cover would look like for the song. And so I was like, Gabby, if you do not get this single uploaded onto the site right now, it's a wrap. Like, you need to be prolific, not perfect. And so, yeah, I just feel that. We talked about that in our Helps To book that we have.
Really?
Yeah, guys, we have a book. It's called We Don't Need Another Marketing Book. Good job. You know what? There's a chapter on imposter syndrome.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
And they say, just in general, that a lot of actors will come forth and say, or musicians who have made it.
So many people.
They're in like major movies making millions of dollars. And they will say, I feel like someone is going to find me out at any moment that I am not good enough and I do not belong here.
Yep.
And it's just crazy how the mind works. So
it is, which, I mean, we're going to be talking about all of that
all
today.
Of this. Yeah.
All the things. Well, all of the things.
I mean, it's just the start to many things.
Yeah.
So. Oh, this is so good. Before we introduce what we are going to be doing, no suspense, guys. I think my biggest challenge as an artist has been definitely I can totally relate with what you said. Like I've experienced that. But I think I felt stuck because I didn't know how to turn my art, and still am challenged, into something that could sustain itself.
That's good.
Like I'm constantly putting my own like paycheck into like funding my own music.
Yeah.
Which is like pretty normal at first, but then like how do I make this thing
actually monetize on it?
Yeah, monetize on it. And like, I've never really wanted to make money with my music. I just don't want to pay my music to happen all the time.
Right.
So it'd be nice to like have it sustain itself and then like honestly make money from it too, now that I think about it. So
and have more time to focus on it.
It would give you more time, right? Like you make money with what you're doing, you want to do, you can like let go of other things to make, because we all have to make money.
Which honestly, I don't think that's a bad thing to, if you have like dreams and goals or, just dreams. We'll just stick with
Yeah.
that you want to do. Why not make your life about, I mean, if that's what you want to do, why not make your life about finding how you can continue to do that and monetize? Because life is short, and like, why, you know what I mean? Like,
Why juggle all the things?
Right. Why
You can
juggle all the
focus.
things, or why stay somewhere and just be miserable?
Yeah.
If there's a way to turn what you love into something that you can sustain and will sustain you,
Kendra, you better preach up in this
why
thing.
not? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. That's just what I told myself. And I mean, right now I'm starting out, so I'm trying to get there.
I feel like I'm starting out too. I know you would disagree, but like,
well,
I feel that way.
I get you. Like, from like now, like knowing where you're trying to get, okay, I can see, like, you know what I mean?
The journey
like,
is long.
Right. Like, I can see what you're saying. Me, I'm trying to get
World
where
domination.
like right now, I'm trying to get where you are. Like, you know what I mean?
I hear you.
But
Yeah.
we all have to start somewhere. So,
Yeah.
But I mean, I just remember telling myself, like, after like I left college I took like a break, I was like, I don't want to go back until I know exactly kind of, I guess, what I want to do, or at least close to it. Because it doesn't make sense to waste a bunch of money to get a job or to get a career or a degree to get a career that, you know, I'm working a 9 to 5, if that's, you know, what I chose, and be miserable, like hate it. Life is too short. Like, why not go to school if I'm going to pay this money to study something that I actually like, and then do that thing? Like,
What is the dream for you?
Oh man, that's
Oh man,
why do you have to turn that?
You look so distraught.
Oh man, I'm supposed to ask questions.
You're not supposed to ask real questions on this podcast. It's all fake.
This was not on the.
This was not on the. Guys, you should
agenda.
see my notes. I have 5 points. It says intro, how we met, introduce what you're doing, and wrap it up.
Right. Mine are a little more all over the place, but
I love it. That's why we need to be together.
But I would say, I mean, I'm still figuring all of that out. I know that it's like, it has something to do with business, but it also has something to do with all the things that I like to do, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, how can I mix all of those things, or even some of those things, into, you know, a career or some sort. But I would say, yeah, right now, thankful to the Lord that he's just been uncovering the steps along the way and more so solidifying that dream. Because it's like, I have this big grand thing, but it's like, okay, but how do you get from point A to point B?
That's very real.
And, you know, and it's like, I don't see like a template for it. So it's not like you can go and, you know, read a book or YouTube, whatever. And so it's like, I'm literally just, okay, like, I'm going to live my everyday life and try to at least step out in some sort of way to do something, you know, do something.
Yeah.
And then as well as like making sure I'm like dialoguing with the Lord, or at least, you know, staying in, I guess, like
staying
his story,
aligned, in tune,
and stuff. And he continues to like just reveal different things, and next thing you know, like, I'm walking in some of those things, like, you know what I mean? But yeah, so I'm still figuring everything out.
Same, actually. I would think, you know, you would hope that you come to this day where you have it all figured out. But then, like, I'm like kind of okay with never arriving there, having it all figured out.
Yeah. Yes.
Because I feel like that means that you had such a small dream. No offense to anybody that has it all figured out. Like, but to me, I don't want to ever personally arrive there. Because that means that you have wrapped your mind around all of the details, the granular details of something. And that means it's too small. Like, if your brain can wrap itself around how the moon is hanging there fully, like, give me the equation. Like, I don't fully know. Like, I have, you know, I know there's some kind of solar system pull and all this stuff, but like, at the end of the day, like, ask me how it got there, no clue. And I kind of want that to be my dream. I want to look to God and be like, yeah, if I wouldn't have followed God and those leadings and his spirit, girl, I don't know where, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been here. And I feel that way so far. And I don't want to be able to calculate every step. I do want to use my wisdom though. Like, I think God definitely like prepares you, to walk things out, to have the knowledge, right? Like, I didn't just like, I love when I do a performance or something. Man, God just gave you so much talent. He did. But I also had to like sit in a room, like, and play this guitar 2 hours a day for a certain season, and alone, like, with a metronome. It was miserable. You know what I mean? I'm sitting on the TV. like trying to, feel and stay on beat. And, so like, I'm glad that you see me on stage and it's like, I'm ripping it. You know what I mean? And it looks really natural, but like all the hours are very practical, like, things I had to do. I think it's a good measure of both,
Very much so. And I think, I agree. Like you can have that big, grandiose dream, however big or small. But you can't, some people can, because they might be just creative geniuses.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Genius,
or just comes that naturally. But for most, like, you can't just jump from this to this. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I know sometimes to other people it might look like you jumped from this to this, or
because they didn't see the closet moments, right? Like,
and so but it is those everyday leadings and everyday like practical steps it takes to get there, and being disciplined. And that's a horrible word, is it not?
It is.
Discipline.
I'm reading a book called, and I promise, guys, we will introduce why we're here today. That's how it is for us. That's why you're my co-host. I'm reading a book called The 5 a.m. Club. I think we should talk about it.
The 5 a.m. Club?
Not right now, but like eventually on the podcast. I think it would be so valuable. And the author, and I'm struggling to put this into play, it's about getting up at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
You're in the 5 a.m. club. He says you should do it for 66 days, and then it'll become an automatic habit. He says that you must practice discipline in your life, or you will never be disciplined in moments when you need to be disciplined. So like the 5 a.m. discipline for 66 days feels horrible.
Right.
But once it becomes automatic, you can then free up your mind to be disciplined in other places. And you start to become like this highly effective person because now you're practicing discipline.
That's good.
I was like, so like really kind of exciting.
Yeah.
Even though discipline seems so scary, you know what I mean?
Right. It makes sense. It makes a lot of sense.
Makes a lot of, I'm still there. I need to restart the 66 days. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
If you want to do it with me.
Oh, no. Not that. Maybe in something else. Because just where my schedule is. If I worked earlier in the morning, then for sure I would definitely be down to try. But, oh, no.
What time do you work in the morning?
Not till 10:30.
Oh, yeah, you'd be up.
That's why I'm like...
You'd be up making a lot of TikToks and stuff.
Sometimes, but... Sometimes, other times I'm more so sleeping, but
I feel that
because I go to sleep later. So my time
makes
now,
sense.
The way my schedule is, because normally if I had my way, I like to work and do everything I need to do in the morning. So I'd rather get up earlier, get everything done, and then have my day to do whatever I want.
I feel that,
but
same.
Because of the way my work schedule is, it's now flipped. So most of the time, I'm doing everything that I would want to do late at night. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You have to.
Yeah. In order, or if I wanted to go to bed early and then wake up a little bit early, I can do that because I'll have time, But for the most part, it just depends. It like depends on if I stayed up late, then I'm pretty much, I got to get my 7 hours. So whatever time I fall in bed is,
I feel that I need my 8 hours.
Cuts, right. I used to think, girl, okay.
I used to sleep 4 hours a night. Oh, no, I don't know how I did it.
I don't know how you do that either.
That was a long time ago.
I realized real quickly, I don't function very well on 6 hours of sleep, or less. And
same,
especially
actually.
For maybe one day, but I'm not functioning very well. But I definitely cannot
do
sustain
it over
that
and over and over.
I have to, and it used to be at least 8 to 9 hours. Now I'm realizing my sweet spot is 7 and a half
same.
hours.
7.5 to 8.
If I sleep 8, I've noticed that I'm more tired. And I was just like, what happened? Because this is just a short change.
Really?
But now it's like, if I get that 7.5 to 7, I'm good. I'm like, and I don't I wish I could nap, but I don't take naps. So I'm going the whole day. And I just,
let's go.
Sleep. But I wish I could nap, but those are
all right, guys. You heard it here first. We have a 7.5 hour. I'm more like, honestly, if the alarm doesn't go off, I'm 8.5 hours, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
I did a summer with no alarm.
That's what I do on the weekends.
8.5. Oh, yeah, it's beautiful. 8.5 hours, like clockwork every day, literally on the dot. What
Same.
you guys let us know in the comments or send us a message online. What does your sleep schedule look like as a creative? Okay, are you ready?
Let's get into it because I feel like we've kind of touched on
so many subjects, which is good because that's kind of what the future is going to look like for us. Many subjects. So do you want to introduce it or you want me to introduce it?
No, you go.
No, you.
I feel like you'll say it way better.
Really? Okay. So Kendra and I met up 3 months ago? maybe more than that, 4 months ago.
Girl, time.
I really, like I said,
Wow,
I want the creatives conversation to be more of a conversation, not just like a monologue. And so I hit up Kendra and I was like, I really believe God honestly is highlighting you, because I've been praying for like somebody that would be a great partner in all of this in the creatives conversation. And I really felt like you were highlighted in my mind and heart. And in my heart. And so I hit you up. We met at a coffee shop and we talked about it. She was down. And yeah, this partnership got started. And then we were brainstorming at the coffee shop, talking about what do we want to jump into in 2023. And we came up with this whole series idea. And the series is called, do you want to say it or do you want me to say it?
Oh, Mind, Body, Soul? Is that what you named it?
She's wrong.
That's what I said. She's
probably
do
not leaving.
it.
Bye. I'm kidding. It's actually,
or the 3 Ps.
That's the subtitle. Okay, she's great. She has all the details. I have the big vision. And that's just how we are. So it's called the Level Up series.
Oh, yeah.
For creatives. So I think
Forgot the name.
2023 is like the year of the green light. I think the year of the rabbit also.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
Year of the green light though in the creative land. So if we had years in creative land, this would be the year of the green lights. And Kendra's hair is green.
Oh.
So perfect. The year of the green light, it's prophetic. Okay, so with that, we really want to see not only us, and I think we should maybe do some videos where we dive deep into what we're doing.
Yeah.
To encourage others. I think that'd be really dope.
That'd be good. And keep us accountable, probably.
And keep us accountable. Here I am.
Another
and here's
word.
where I'm going.
Ooh.
Accountability.
Put that with discipline.
Discipline and accountability.
Oh my gosh.
Community, social circles. All right. But we really feel like we want to see not only us grow and thrive, we want to see you guys as creatives grow and thrive. And last season, we did a lot of, like with the creatives conversation, we did a lot of like pure creative marketing videos, which I love. I think you need to know how to, grow your business in this way, or like reach people with like social media. Like, and I think we will talk about things like that with this series. But the series has 3 parts, which you mentioned.
Mind, body, soul.
Mind, body, soul. But me being the nerd that I am, I took it a step further. And so for mind, perception, body, we have physical, and then soul, practical. Which sounds really like practical. Why? Everything else made so much sense. But we were talking off camera about how the soul is oftentimes, most of the time, affected by really practical things that we do all the time.
Right.
So if you
define soul for them real quick.
Ooh.
What do you think of soul?
I don't know. You define it.
Ooh, girl.
Okay, so when I think we're definitely spiritual people. So this might be like totally foreign to some people. So when I think mind, of course, like thoughts, your thought life, which really affects your body, right? Oh. And so to go one step before the mind, I would say it's your soul, which is, I also believe you have a spirit, but your soul is like your emotions, I would say.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
Yeah. So I think when we look at a person, now we're getting into theology.
Right.
You are a spirit. I feel like God has given us each our own spirit. So I'm a spirit, you're a spirit. I think we have a soul, which is your emotions, right? Like you can wake up on the wrong side of the bed and your emotions are out of whack.
Everywhere.
Your soul is out of whack. You hear a song or, you broke up with somebody, you hear that song that was your song.
Oh,
takes your soul out of whack. You know what I mean? Those emotions start flowing. Man. And so we are a spirit with a soul, with a mind.
And a body.
In a body.
In a body.
Yeah, you said it perfectly. Yeah, and I think that's how we're built. Andre's back here working the cameras. He's like, man, you two are on it.
I'm too cheesy. I'm sorry.
It was so good. And so we should have an altar call now, I feel like. You want to come to
in a body.
Anybody in a body. Oh, that should be a tagline. Anybody in a body can honestly learn from this. And I would go even as far to say anybody in a body has been gifted creativity. Now, whether you define yourself as a creative,
come on,
totally up to you, right? But I do think we're so prone and like gifted with creativity, all of us humans. Some of us, you know, we do it in a more corporate setting.
Yeah, or more practical sense maybe.
And some of us are musicians, you know what I mean? We're more artistic or whatever, however society has labeled us. But
Right.
yeah, like you can't tell me that the engineer that's making a brand new airplane is not creative.
I mean, no, like look at all the cars, like engineers that make cars and airplanes, and who thought to make, you know, camera, like the iPhone, like, you know what I mean?
Or you had to be creative.
You know,
like,
any kind of phone, like all sorts of stuff. And I mean, because we are spiritual, and I even go to say we are Christians.
Yeah, we are Christians. We're not New Age
not
spiritual.
just,
Don't tag me with that. Okay. God bless everyone who is, but it's just not me.
But I mean, right. But I mean, God is super creative. He's the God of creativity, right?
Yeah,
so
for sure.
If He gives us His Spirit, that's included. You know what I mean? So in whatever capacity we decide to walk that out, we're creative.
Absolutely.
We come from Him. We're made in His image. So
yeah, and He created the worlds
and
rested on the seventh day. We should do a podcast on that, how to rest.
Yeah.
Yes, take a note.
We
That's
should.
so good. I'm going to take a note right now, guys. I have it up right here. My little how to rest.
I feel like maybe I don't know. I'm just gonna say it, but I feel like people who ask questions are creative. Like you could, you know what I mean? Like, because you have to ask a question to get somewhere. So anyone who asks questions, which is everybody.
Yeah.
You're walking in your, you know, or
your creativity.
You say walking in your creativity, or you're using it, because
you're using it
as a practical, like at this mic, like who thought that, you know what I mean, to make it like this, like obviously it needs to stand. So how, you know what I mean? Like very practical.
Why would you create it like this?
Why would you make it circle? Like, you know what I mean? Like any type of question is work, like you're moving outside of the box. I don't know.
Yeah. Outside of like, being programmed. Like I would even think like just pioneering ingenuity with thinking is very creative. Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm excited to do this. Mind, body, soul, perception, physical, practical. We're going to have podcasts that kind of go with each of those three pillars, you know? And I think we have a lot of great ideas. When we were at that coffee shop, we started brainstorming. And as we talk, like even before the podcast, we jumped on here, we just had ideas flowing like crazy. And so I'm really excited. Yeah. What are you thinking? Any last words?
I mean, I did. And
then it left me.
I mean, no, for the most part, I mean, we're going to jump into like Gabby said, mind, body, soul.
Yeah.
How each of them influence each other, but sometimes taking a step to work on one of them at a time. So you're not overwhelmed. So.
Yeah. And the goal is let's all level up.
Yes.
And that's why it's called the Level Up series in 2023 and beyond. Like you could probably watch these videos in 2025. 2040. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
if they'll be up by then. They're going to look dated by 2040, but it's fine. Probably. It's okay. But maybe not, but yeah. So let us know in the description, or not the description, in the comments, what you'd like to learn as a creative, like where you struggle as a creative. Leave all that in there, because we are pioneering and we've been blessed to see some things as creatives and to be learning as creatives. And so we want to discuss it. We don't claim to have all the knowledge. But we want us to be a community, and we're going to be bringing people on here and there, learning from people. Some show ideas, like we want to talk about the physical aspect of leveling up as a creative too, because it's not just all in your art. Like you have to refine you. And so we're going to be working out, showing y'all some workouts,
some
bringing
dances,
on some friends, some dances.
Whatever, you know, maybe some art.
Some tutorials,
some clay pottery,
some marketing. Come on, I'm your marketing girl, your marketing maven.
Like like so many different things.
Mind stuff, like how to deal with anxiety, different things that we have used and and just talking.
How to different things that help your mind function better,
for sure.
Eat.
Yes.
Talking about food, maybe have some cool recipes to try. I don't know.
Oh, we have friends that make recipes, and we'll have them in here. So yeah, I'm excited. So many different things. We have quite a few friends actually that make good recipes. Yeah.
I was going to say there's quite a few, but yeah, I mean, this is like Gabby said, this is a community. We want this to be interactive. So if you guys want to share your tips or things that you've done, this is for a community of us to grow together. Why not? Why not do it together? You don't have to do it alone.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. And with that, you guys can follow us on social media. Of course, Helps Too has its own social media,
Yes.
but you can follow Kendra. We'll put her links in the description of the video or in the show notes. And then you can follow me and my music project at Marte. Maybe I should start calling myself Marte. I feel like people are just going to get so confused. But then
stick with one.
I
So
call
which one do
myself
you want?
Gabriella Marte. So it's kind of is a we'll talk about this off the podcast. But yeah, so because y'all are like,
We'll figure it out.
Some people are like, who are
Or
who's who?
Debbie and Ginger. Don't put that in there. Please cut this.
So people, before we end this, because my name's Gabby, oftentimes they don't hear me right and they'll call me Debbie. And then Kendra, I guess they think she says Ginger.
Yes, I've had so many people. What's your name, Ginger? No, there was one lady.
Even though Ginger would be a cool name for you.
One lady I just was like, I can't tell her that my name is not Ginger, so I just let her call me Ginger. So I can't bear it.
I feel bad now.
I was like,
So with that, we love you guys. We're so excited. Honestly, I pray that this just like blesses people.
for real.
I really believe it's going to. So otherwise we wouldn't be here. And with that, you guys subscribe and we will see you on the next podcast.
Like,
We're going to be talking
share,
all about the
comment.
mind. So stay tuned and we will see you later. Bye guys.
Bye. See ya.
I wouldn't want to be ya. I'm kidding.